Good day, colleagues. It is good to have the opportunity to do this presentation for ARCOM this 2020. I bet it is a virtual event. As we all know, if you are familiar with ARCOM, my name is Fidelis Emuzi, and I'm presenting to you today a paper entitled Factors Causing Fatigue and Safety-Related Errors on Construction Site in Bloemfontein. Quickly, to address the background, fatigue is a failure of mental and physical exhaustion. We know it. Some of us that work in the industry have felt it ourselves. It always leads to the inability to perform work effectively and efficiently. When you compare someone that is not fatigued with someone that is fatigued on site, the person that is fatigued will be less alert, less able to process information, and also slow to react to events. So fatigue has implication for the health, safety, and well-being of people in construction. Also, fatigue we always make work performance and productivity to suffer in construction. And we have many of the drivers, some authors in construction management research have said sleep deprivation, noise, vibration, and temperature could lead to fatigue. These causes are drivers of fatigue are not limited to construction. The other outcomes of fatigue include a short-term cognitive and physical degradation, and to a lesser extent, error, injury, and illnesses. They can all emerge from fatigue. Our interest in this paper, in this research that is being reported, is on human error. And now when you look at mental fatigue that can lead to weariness of thought and decision processes, sleeps, that is unintentional error, sleep of action. It can also lead to memory lapse. All these are skill-based error when you look at the model of human error. Mental fatigue can also lead to problem with task execution, inability of workers to finish their tasks correctly, and can lead to recognition failure, memory failure, and attention failure, inattention on site. If you look at the interconnectedness of these features of fatigue or causes, you have poor concentration, or poor memory, reduced information processing, and of course, somebody that is tired and fatigued will be less motivated to do the work, and it will have reduced power to execute the job and all that, and muscular pain, and we begin to rely on pills to get the job done. So in a nutshell, fatigue can lead to errors in task performance, it can lead to injuries, it can lead to fatalities, including it has implication for quality in construction. It can reduce quality of workmanship and of course productivity of the workers. So the question we address, the research question that we address and we are reporting through this paper is what factors cause fatigue that leads to human error in construction. Our purpose was to determine the factors that contribute to fatigue and the same time indirectly to safety errors committed by people in construction. It's an inductive study that is being reported, and data were collected through semi-structured interviews and feed note. We spoke, the 3 feed workers spoke to 20 on-site personnel, and all of them have lived experiences of the phenomenon, which is fatigue. The result quickly, the result indicates that most of 18 of the 20 workers describe fatigue as a state of physical and mental exhaustion that reduces the ability of a worker to perform work safely and effectively. In fact, it leads to reduced alertness, which can lead to errors and of course increase workplace incidences, near misses, and also. But however, 14 of them acknowledge that fatigue can be prevented, and it should be prevented if I can add. And because apart from health and safety issues, it does affect productivity. Every one of the interviews says fatigue affects productivity, and 14 of them as well said, yeah, fatigue, it links to accident on site. These are their perceptions. When we did a word cloud on their background information that they provided regarding fatigue, major issues emerge: weariness, which we can find in literature, noise can lead to fatigue, discomfort, memory loss, physical exhaustion, weakness, sleeplessness, mistakes, job dissatisfaction, long working hours, sleeps. All these are major issues that could contribute to fatigue on construction site. Figure 2 in the paper, which is well explained in the paper through 2 or 3 pages, shows that we can categorize the causes and effects of fatigue using this fishbone diagram into 6, into equipment, process, people, materials, equipment, and management-related factors. All these factors, they may induce human error. All these factors of fatigue. For example, when you work for long hours, or someone is working without adequate break, or is not eating good food, or the person intoxicated. All these factors, I'm not sure about developing countries, but they are quite common in developing countries. So all these factors, they all together can lead to human error through fatigue. So in a nutshell, fatigue causes lead to human error because of the complexity of fatigue etiology. In fact, some quotations from the interviewee, we highlighted 4 here. One says, yes, fatigue does occur, and most workers get injured when they are tired. The next quote says, yes, I would link fatigue to safety errors and accident. When project deadline are near, employees are overworked, and of course, failure occurs. Human failure, there is. If people are overworked on a project, they are bound to make human error. That is another comment. And another long comment that I try to abbreviate here is, fatigue can lead to poor decision making and poor performance on a project that requires attention or higher levels of skills. Hence, skill-based errors that fatigue can lead to. Fatigue disrupts physiological functioning. That's the last comment from that interview. So conclusion, quickly, as our time, we have to finish within 10 minutes. We can conclude that the response to the research questions indicate that fatigue can be categorized, as we have done in figure 2, under 6 categories: equipment, process, people, materials, environment, and management related. All these categories can be addressed by site management and, of course, operational management in construction. So factors causing fatigue also perpetuate safety error. I think that's our takeaway from this paper. And the causal pathways, which is not linear, if I dare say it, necessitate the preventive measures. And we can embed more preventive measures, but we have highlighted 3: monitoring of continuous working hours, trying not to use overtime too much, adequate period of break on site, inclusion of fatigue topics in inductions and toolbox talk. However, this paper must be viewed as a case study that requires further studies. We are currently, at least we are doing that right now in 2020, looking at fatigue management model by Holloway. I know it's to see if we can get similar findings in South Africa. Then we need to look at the predictive power of the factors that has been highlighted. I want to thank you. Thank you so much for listening and watching the clip from South Africa. Thank you to the organizers of ACOM 2020 virtually. Thank you for the delegate. And of course, thank you to all the sources that we have used in this paper. Thank you, and have a lovely conference.